True love begins with self-love and understanding your self-worth. The journey toward attracting the man of your dreams doesn't start with outward actions or chasing someone. It begins inwardly within your heart and mind. Knowing your value and embracing your authentic self is the foundation of a meaningful and lasting connection. You see, people are naturally drawn to confidence, to individuals who radiate a deep sense of contentment and peace with themselves. When you honor who you are, you exude an energy that is irresistible and magnetic. When you turn down the temptation, what they call the urge to prey, to use your willpower, to choose your habit, often we fall into the trap of thinking we need to mold ourselves into someone else's idea of perfection to be loved. Maybe you've thought that if you looked a certain way, spoke differently, or had a different lifestyle, you'd finally attract the person you've been waiting for. But the truth is, pretending to be someone you're not is exhausting, and it will only lead to connections that are shallow and unsatisfying. Authenticity is your greatest gift. It's the foundation of real intimacy and trust, which are essential for any relationship to thrive. When you fully embrace who you are, your quirks, passions, strengths, and even your flaws, you send a message to the world that you are worthy of love just as you are. And the right man, the man of your dreams, will see that and appreciate you for everything you bring to the table. He won't ask you to change. He'll celebrate you for being unapologetically you. Well, let's talk about self-worth for a moment. Many people misunderstand this concept. It's not about arrogance or thinking you're better than others. Self-worth is about recognizing your inherent value as a person, understanding that you are a unique creation, and knowing that you deserve love and respect. It's about setting boundaries, knowing what you will and won't tolerate, and not settling for less than you deserve. Without settling with less, it's about setting boundaries, knowing what you will and won't tolerate and respecting that. When you don't value yourself, you might settle for relationships that drain you, make excuses for someone who doesn't treat you right, or stay in situations that don't bring you joy. But when you truly understand your worth, you don't cling to relationships out of fear or desperation. Instead, you stand firm in the knowledge that the right person will come along, someone who will see you, appreciate you, and love you the way you deserve to be loved. It's also important to recognize that self-worth doesn't come from external validation. It's not about how many people like your photos on social media or how many compliments you receive. It's about the quiet confidence that comes from knowing who you are and what you bring to the table. It's about loving yourself, even on the days when you don't feel your best, even when things aren't going perfectly. Now, embracing authenticity and self-worth doesn't mean you stop growing or striving to be better. On the contrary, self-love often inspires you to invest in yourself, to nurture your mind, body, and spirit. When you love yourself, you're more likely to make choices that honor and support your well-being. You'll take care of your health, pursue your passions, and cultivate relationships that uplift and inspire you. This self-investment is not only good for you, but it also makes you even more attractive to the right person. Confidence, kindness, and a sense of purpose are incredibly appealing qualities. When you walk in the fullness of who you are, you naturally attract people who are aligned with your values and vision. Let's not forget that the man of your dreams is also looking for someone who inspires him, someone who makes him want to be a better person. By staying true to yourself and valuing your worth, you're not only attracting love, but you're also inviting someone into a relationship that is real, deep, and transformative. When you focus on authenticity and self-worth, you begin to approach relationships from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. Instead of feeling like you have to compete for love or prove your worth to someone, you realize that love is not something you earn. It's something you attract by being true to yourself. This mindset shift changes everything. It allows you to let go of fear, insecurity, and the need to control outcomes. It frees you to enjoy the process of getting to know someone without feeling pressure or anxiety. It gives you the courage to walk away from situations that don't serve you, knowing that the right person will never make you question your value. And here's the beauty of it all. When you value yourself, you teach others how to treat you. When you embrace your worth and authenticity, you set a standard for how you want to be loved and respected. The man of your dreams will not only meet that standard, but he'll also cherish the opportunity to love someone as extraordinary as you. So don't be afraid to stand in your truth. Don't be afraid to let your light shine. The right person will be drawn to that light. Not because you're trying to impress him, but because you're simply being who you were created to be. Because you're being true to yourself. Because your spirit is alive. Because your spirit is in peace. Because your spirit is in harmony. So write things down. Be careful what you wish for. When you honor yourself, you open the door for a love that is real, fulfilling, and enduring. The man of your dreams will find you when you fully embrace your worth and walk confidently in your authenticity. The second law of psychological safety. The promised word says, I will bring you peace. But the first law that says, I will not bring peace. Creating the kind of life that attracts the man of your dreams isn't just about waiting for him to find you. It's about actively becoming the best version of yourself. It's about taking ownership of your life, your happiness, and your dreams. When you focus on building a fulfilling, joyful, and purpose-driven life, you naturally draw the right person into your orbit. There's something incredibly attractive about someone who is passionate about their life and deeply invested in their own growth and happiness. Often, people fall into the trap of thinking they need to put their lives on hold while they wait for the right relationship to come along. They convince themselves that they'll be truly happy once they've found their partner, or that life will only begin when they're in love. But this mindset not only limits your happiness, but it also keeps you stuck in a cycle of seeking external validation. True fulfillment comes from within, and the most rewarding relationships are those that complement an already fulfilling life, not complete it. Number 3, platform development to steady still rise with the trend of the U.S. automobile industry. Imagine waking up every day excited about your goals, your passions, and the things you're creating in your life. When you're living in alignment with your purpose, your joy becomes contagious. You become someone who radiates positivity and confidence, and that energy is magnetic. People are naturally drawn to those who are excited about life and who carry themselves with a sense of direction and purpose. Building a fulfilling life starts with identifying what brings you joy and meaning. What are the things that light you up? What are the dreams you've put on hold, or the hobbies you've always wanted to pursue? Maybe it's traveling, starting a new business, learning a skill, or volunteering for a cause you care about. Whatever it is, don't wait for someone else to join you. Start pursuing it now. When you invest in yourself and your happiness, you send a powerful message to the world. You are complete and whole as you are. You don't need someone else to fill a void or make you feel worthy. And the man of your dreams will see that and be inspired by it. He'll see someone who is independent, driven, and confident. Qualities that are incredibly attractive. This doesn't mean you should shut yourself off from love or avoid relationships while you focus on yourself. It's about finding a balance. It's about living your life fully while remaining open to the possibilities that love brings. It's about showing up as your best self so that when the right person comes along, you're ready to build a partnership that is grounded in mutual respect, support, and shared values. Building a fulfilling life also means surrounding yourself with positive influences. The people you spend time with have a huge impact on your mindset and outlook. Choose friends and mentors who uplift you, inspire you, and encourage you to be your best self. Let go of toxic relationships that drain your energy or make you feel less than you are. When you surround yourself with positivity, it becomes easier to maintain a sense of joy and confidence, which only enhances your attractiveness to others. Another important aspect of creating a fulfilling life is taking care of yourself, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Prioritize your health, practice self-care, and make time for activities that nourish your soul. When you feel good about yourself, it shows in the way you carry yourself and interact with others. Self-care isn't selfish. It's an essential part of living a balanced and fulfilling life. One of the most empowering things you can do is take control of your narrative. You have the power to create the life you want, to shape your story in a way that aligns with your values and dreams. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. Step out of your comfort zone, take risks, and embrace the journey of growth and discovery. The man of your dreams will admire your courage and be inspired by the way you live your life with purpose and intention. When you focus on building a life that you love, you also gain clarity about what you want in a relationship. You're less likely to settle for something that doesn't align with your values or goals because you know what truly matters to you. This clarity allows you to attract someone who shares your vision and is ready to support and grow with you. It's also important to remember that creating a fulfilling life isn't just about achieving big goals or checking things off a list. It's about finding joy in the small, everyday moments, laughing with friends, enjoying a beautiful sunset, or savoring a quiet moment of peace. These are the moments that make life rich and meaningful. And they're the moments that the right person will want to share with you. So don't wait for someone else to make your life extraordinary. Take the reins and start creating the life you've always dreamed of. Live with passion, purpose, and joy, and trust that the man of your dreams will be drawn to the light and love you radiate. When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, you don't just attract the right person. You also create a life that is deeply fulfilling with or without a relationship. Understanding the dynamics of emotional availability is a cornerstone in fostering meaningful connections. Often, when someone is emotionally unavailable, it can feel like an insurmountable barrier, leaving you questioning your worth or what you could do differently to break through. But here's the truth. The issue is rarely about you. Instead, it's a reflection of their inner struggles, fears, and unresolved emotional baggage. Recognizing this distinction is the first step toward navigating these dynamics with clarity and self-assurance. Emotional availability is not something that can be forced. It's a state that someone has to arrive at willingly through self-reflection and a readiness to embrace vulnerability. When someone holds back emotionally, it's often because they are guarding themselves against perceived risks. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, or even fear of being truly seen. These fears can stem from past traumas, failed relationships, or deep-seated insecurities. But it's essential to understand that these barriers are not a reflection of your value or desirability. They are rooted in their personal journey. And finally, the fifth one you got to address is critical thinking. What does this mean for you? It means releasing the need to fix or heal someone else. Emotional availability is not a project for you to take on. It's not your responsibility to coax someone out of their emotional shell or convince them of your worth. Instead, your focus should remain on nurturing your emotional health and ensuring that your needs and boundaries are honored. One of the most liberating things you can do in the face of emotional unavailability is to show patience without compromising your standards. Patience doesn't mean waiting endlessly or tolerating behaviors that undermine your well-being. Instead, it means recognizing that everyone has their own timeline for growth and healing. While you can offer understanding and compassion, it's equally important to maintain your boundaries and ensure that the relationship dynamic remains healthy and reciprocal. Though you remain legally married, there will still be a physical aspect. People who struggle with emotional availability often admire those who exude emotional strength and clarity. When you live authentically and aren't afraid to express your needs and feelings, you demonstrate what emotional maturity looks like. This kind of self-assuredness can inspire the other person to reflect on their own behaviors and consider stepping into a more open and vulnerable space. But this should never come at the cost of your emotional energy or well-being. Instead of trying to fix emotional unavailability, focus on building an environment of trust and respect. Sometimes emotional barriers can begin to soften when someone feels safe, valued, and understood. This doesn't mean bending over backward to accommodate someone's emotional fears. Rather, it's about creating a space where genuine connection can flourish organically. The key is to approach this process with balance, remaining empathetic without losing sight of your needs and boundaries. It's also worth noting that understanding emotional availability involves examining your patterns and tendencies. Are you drawn to emotionally unavailable people because it aligns with an unconscious belief or pattern from your past? Sometimes we seek out dynamics that feel familiar, even if they are not healthy. By reflecting on these patterns, you can better understand your choices and ensure that you're seeking relationships that align with your values and emotional needs. Recognizing emotional unavailability is not about judgment or labeling someone as flawed. It's about acknowledging where they are on their journey and deciding whether their current state aligns with what you need and deserve in a relationship. This perspective allows you to approach the situation with compassion while still prioritizing your emotional well-being. When faced with someone who is emotionally unavailable, it's important to embrace self-care and self-love. Invest in your personal growth, pursue your passions, and surround yourself with supportive relationships that uplift and nurture you. The stronger your sense of self, the less likely you are to internalize someone else's emotional barriers as a reflection of your worth. Ultimately, the journey toward emotional availability is a deeply personal one. While you can inspire someone through your own emotional clarity and strength, the decision to open up and embrace vulnerability lies entirely with them. This means that your role is not to wait or hope for change, but to live authentically and continue moving forward with confidence and purpose. By focusing on your growth and well-being, you create a space where meaningful and emotionally fulfilling connections can naturally emerge. Emotional availability is not a destination, it's a journey of self-discovery, healing, and mutual respect. Trust that when the timing and alignment are right, the right person will meet you where you are, ready to build a connection rooted in trust, openness, and genuine love. The journey to finding and building a meaningful connection with someone who truly complements you is not one-sided. It requires both individuals to contribute equally, emotionally and practically, to the relationship. One of the most significant factors in this process is understanding and appreciating the value of reciprocity. This concept is at the heart of a healthy partnership and plays a crucial role in ensuring mutual respect and fulfillment. Reciprocity isn't just about giving back exactly what you receive. It's about cultivating a dynamic where both people feel seen, valued, and supported. Many times, relationships become unbalanced because one person tends to give far more than they receive, whether it's time, emotional energy, or effort. While generosity is a beautiful trait, when it's not matched with mutual appreciation or effort, it can lead to resentment, burnout, and feelings of being taken for granted. Recognizing this imbalance early on and taking steps to address it is essential. To build a healthy marriage could be an essential to that marriage. Stress can relate it to so much. It's not about keeping score, but about fostering an environment where both people feel invested in the connection and are willing to put in the work it requires. Reciprocity also speaks to the importance of emotional availability. When one person is consistently vulnerable, open, and communicative, while the other remains closed off, it creates an emotional gap. This gap can be challenging to bridge unless both individuals commit to stepping into a space of vulnerability together. Being emotionally available doesn't mean always having the perfect words or knowing exactly what to say. It means showing up authentically, expressing your thoughts and feelings, and being willing to listen and empathize with the other person's experiences. True reciprocity extends beyond words and emotional exchanges. It involves action. A partner who reciprocates your energy will demonstrate their care through actions, not just promises or fleeting gestures. They will make an effort to spend time with you, support your goals, and ensure you feel valued. This kind of balance strengthens trust, which is the foundation of any lasting relationship. Without trust, even the strongest emotional connection can waver. Building trust through reciprocity is particularly important when navigating challenging situations or disagreements. In moments of conflict, the ability to listen, compromise, and validate each other's feelings is a powerful demonstration of mutual respect. When one person is willing to step forward and acknowledge their mistakes or make amends, it creates an opportunity for healing and growth within the relationship. On the other hand, when reciprocity is lacking, conflict often becomes a cycle of blame and defensiveness, leaving both individuals feeling misunderstood and disconnected. Understanding reciprocity also helps you recognize when someone is not aligned with your values or emotional needs. If you consistently find yourself pouring into a connection without receiving anything in return, it's important to evaluate whether this dynamic serves your well-being. Walking away from relationships that lack reciprocity is not an act of selfishness. It's a necessary step in prioritizing your self-worth and emotional health. By setting this boundary, you open yourself up to connections that are more balanced and fulfilling. A healthy, reciprocal relationship often becomes a space where both individuals can thrive as individuals and as a couple. When both partners invest equally in the relationship, it creates a sense of partnership that can weather challenges and celebrate successes. This partnership allows you to feel secure in the knowledge that your efforts and feelings are valued. making it easier to navigate the ups and downs of life together. It's also important to note that reciprocity doesn't mean equality in every aspect, nor does it require a tit-for-tat exchange. Instead, it acknowledges that different people bring different strengths to a relationship. One person might excel in planning and organizing, while the other is more nurturing and emotionally intuitive. These complementary traits enrich the relationship and allow both individuals to feel they're contributing meaningfully, even if their contributions differ. Ultimately, fostering reciprocity requires intention and open communication. It means having honest conversations about your needs, boundaries, and expectations while remaining curious about your partner's perspective. It means celebrating each other's successes and showing up during difficult times with empathy and support. It also involves recognizing when you may need to adjust your approach or step back to ensure you're not overextending yourself in ways that diminish your energy or self-esteem. In relationships where reciprocity is honored, both individuals feel uplifted, respected, and genuinely connected. This mutual exchange creates a strong foundation that not only deepens intimacy, but also allows love to grow in a way that feels sustainable and authentic. By focusing on reciprocity, you lay the groundwork for a relationship that is truly meaningful and enduring, where both people are equally committed to nurturing the bond they share. When you embrace the value of reciprocity, you empower yourself to seek and build connections that enhance your life rather than deplete it. This mindset attracts individuals who are equally invested in creating a partnership built on trust, understanding, and genuine care. Remember, you deserve a relationship where your efforts are mirrored, your feelings are valued, and your connection feels both balanced and enriching.